All right, let's dive into the latest 53-man roster projection for the Las Vegas Raiders. And let me tell you right now, this one's different. This isn't just a casual walkthrough of names. This is based on everything that's been coming out of training camp, what we've seen on the field, whispers from inside the facility, and some of the biggest shifts on the roster, especially after Christian Wilkins was released and Jamal Adams was brought in. So if you're looking for just another surface-level list, this ain't it. We're breaking down how each position group is shaping up and why certain guys make the cut, while others get left behind. Let's start under center, where the quarterback room is as straightforward as it gets. Geno Smith is QB1, and look, I get it, there's been chatter. Aidan O'Connell has been solid. He's looked sharp, made progress. But anyone out there genuinely thinking he's about to take the starting job? I don't know what to tell you. This is still Geno's team. He's got the experience, the leadership, the trust from the staff. Aidan is an excellent backup, one of the best in the league, honestly, but he's not overtaking Geno this summer. And then there's Cam Miller, who was taken late in the draft, a 6th rounder. He's raw, but he's a developmental guy with upside, and considering the Raiders only have these 3 at camp, it's pretty clear they're keeping all of them. It's not up for debate. 3 quarterbacks locked in. Now we shift to the running backs. This room's been getting tighter by the day. Ashton Jeanty has been making noise. Raheem Mostert brings veteran explosiveness. And Sincere McCormick continues to prove he's not just a camp body. But the real conversation has been about that 4th spot. Zamir White and Dylan Laub have been fighting for it. And that's where things have gotten interesting. Based on what I've heard from inside the building, Zamir White has dropped some weight, gained a step, and just looks more determined. Like a guy who knows he's on the bubble and is doing everything to stay on the right side of it. Dylan, meanwhile, has started to fade. He's had trouble finding consistency. And there are real questions about how he fits in on special teams. So, for now, I've got Jeanty, Mostert, McCormick, and White making it. Laub's got potential, no doubt, but right now, he's sliding out of the picture. At wide receiver, things get even more complicated. This is one of the deepest, youngest groups we've seen in Vegas in a while, and deciding how many to keep is a real challenge. Jacoby Myers and Davante Adams are locked, obviously. Trey Tucker brings speed and special teams value. Jack Beck has been turning heads too. That's 4. Now, I'll be honest, I almost put Alex Bachman in, and if they go 6 deep, he's probably the guy. The staff likes him, he's consistent, and he's shown he can operate in the slot, but I had to make a tough call. I kept only 5 receivers to stash more bodies on defense, and that means Tommy Mellott stays, while Bachman just misses the cut. It's close, really close, but Mellott's athleticism and upside, even if he's still adjusting to the speed of the NFL, gives him that edge barely. If the season started tomorrow, and the coaching staff had to choose between Mellott and Bachman to run routes in a real game, I actually think Bachman might get the nod. But this isn't just about week 1, it's about building a roster that can evolve, handle injuries, and plug holes where needed. And for that, keeping just 5 at wideout made sense for now. At tight end, this is where things get shaken up. In the past, I had 4 tight ends on my projection, but what I've seen in camp recently forced me to change that. Despite hearing a lot about 2 tight end sets, the reality on the ground is that we're seeing way more 11 personnel, 3 wideouts, 1 tight end. That's the dominant formation so far. So instead of 4, I'm keeping 3. And what a trio it is. Brock Bowers is a stud. Michael Mayer is already one of the best young tight ends in the league. And Ian Thomas, man, he's been rock solid at camp, blocking, catching, doing the dirty work. He's earned his spot. If we're talking about the best tight end rooms in the entire league, this one deserves to be in that conversation. 3 legit weapons, all bringing something different to the table. Now let's talk trenches, the offensive line. There's been a lot of movement here. A lot of positional battles. Jordan Meredith, JPJ, Alex Kappa, those guys have been fighting hard for reps, and the team recently added Antonio Mafi to the interior. But let me be real, I just don't think Mafi's going to make this squad. The depth chart is crowded, and the competition is fierce. The 9 guys I'm keeping here haven't changed much from previous projections. And there's a reason for that. Continuity, chemistry. The Raiders value that up front. They want guys who can shift around if needed, but also lock down their position when it matters. So I've got 9 linemen. And that brings the offensive count to 24. That's right, 24 offensive players. Now, if you're following the math here, that means I'm keeping 29 players on defense. And that's not because I don't trust the offense. It's about depth, flexibility, and a lot of questions still lingering on the defensive side of the ball, especially with Christian Wilkins no longer in the picture. There's more experimentation going on with linebackers, safeties, defensive ends, guys being cross-trained to fill multiple roles. That kind of movement requires more pieces, more insurance. So yeah, I kept it a little heavier on defense this time around. Edge rushers, this group is strong. Max Crosby is a monster. Malcolm Koonce continues to flash. Tyree Wilson is still growing into his role. And Charles Snowden's length and motor earned him a spot. I debated on Jaw Joyner, he was right there, but with the need to protect depth at other positions, he just missed the cut. Defensive tackle. That room got turned upside down the moment Wilkins was let go. I had to rework the whole interior. Adam Butler, Janarius Liu, and Lucky Fontana have been the top 3 guys so far in camp. You can see it in the reps. You can hear it from the coaches. They're getting the attention. Then you've got Tonka Hemingway and J.J. Pegas, both draft picks, and Zach Carter sliding in as the 6th guy on the line. Carter's been disruptive, not flashy, but steady, and that counts. Another name to remember. Keander Coburn. This dude is massive, physical presence, and he's being groomed to fill the void left by Wilkins. I think they view him as a longer-term piece, but he's right there on the edge of making the final roster. Now, linebacker. This is where things really start to heat up. Last year, the Raiders kept 7. This year, I went with 6. Jermaine Pratt, Elandon Roberts, and Devin White, those 3 are locked in. Cody Lindenberg, the 7th-round pick out of Minnesota, makes it 2. No surprise there. That leaves a big question. Who's the odd man out? Tommy Eichenberg, Jamal Adams, or Amari Gaynor? I had to make a brutal call, and I cut Gaynor, and it hurt. Because I'm a fan, I think he belongs on a 53-man roster somewhere. But based on what I've heard from practice, Eichenberg's been getting first-team reps. That tells me the coaches see something in him. And Jamal Adams? That one's more about coaching connections and vision. The staff believes in him. They see a hybrid role for him: linebacker, strong safety, even some nickel looks. That versatility, combined with the trust this regime has in him, gives him the edge. Gaynor is practice squad bound, unless someone else snatches him up first. At cornerback, this room has changed too. I kept 5, maybe I should have gone with 6, but here's how it played out. Darian Porter, Eric Stokes, and Cameron Richardson are your top 3. That's what we've seen in camp. Jacorian Bennett's been slipping. He's behind those 3, and he just hasn't shown enough to move up. I kept Darnay Holmes as well, veteran presence, good slot defender. One name to really watch, though: Greedy Vance, undrafted rookie out of USC. He's been lighting it up recently, making plays, earning praise from Pete Carroll. That's not nothing. If there's a late riser to sneak into this group, it's Vance, especially with the need for a true nickel corner. Now let's wrap the defense with the safeties. Jeremy Chin and Isaiah Polamau are both making it no-brainers. I've still got Jamal Adams listed here too, even though I've talked about him more as a linebacker. He's gonna play both. Then there's Lonnie Johnson Jr. And finally, Trey Taylor. And here's the deal: Trey's been standing out. I kept him over Gaynor for a reason. First, the team shifting Adams to linebacker tells me they're confident with their safety depth. Second, Trey has been really strong on special teams, especially as a gunner. That's the kind of detail that makes a difference when you're deciding the last few spots. You want guys who can contribute outside of just their main position. And Trey brings that value. And of course, special teams: Daniel Carlson, A.J. Cole, and long snapper Jacob Bobenmoyer round out the roster. Reliable, proven trio. No surprises here. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the NFL community, rumors are swirling that T.J. Watt, the defensive powerhouse known for his relentless pass rushing ability, is set to leave the Pittsburgh Steelers and join the Las Vegas Raiders on a mega contract. Speculation began circulating late last night, with insiders hinting that the Raiders have offered Watt a deal so lucrative and unprecedented that it could finally pry him away from the city of Pittsburgh. Fans and analysts alike are abuzz with the possibility that one of the league's premier defenders might be donning silver and black in the upcoming season. While nothing has been officially confirmed, whispers from team sources suggest that the negotiations have been progressing rapidly, hinting that an announcement could be imminent. The potential move would drastically alter the landscape of the AFC. as the Raiders look to bolster their defensive front with Watt's unique skill set. As one of the most feared edge rushers in the league, his presence in Las Vegas could redefine their defensive strategy and energize a fanbase hungry for playoff success. This rumor alone has ignited a firestorm on social media platforms, with debates about how Watt's departure might impact the Steelers and how the Raiders will integrate such a high-profile talent. The financial aspects of this mega contract are fueling much of the speculation around T.J. Watt's potential move. Reports indicate that the Raiders are prepared to offer Watt a deal that not only elevates his salary to the top tier of NFL defensive players, but also includes substantial guarantees and performance incentives. This lucrative contract is rumored to surpass previous deals in the league, reflecting the Raiders' commitment to transforming their defense into a dominant unit. Sources close to the negotiation suggest the contract might be structured in a way that rewards Watt for his consistent sack production, leadership on the field, and ability to disrupt defenses game after game. The allure of such financial security, combined with the opportunity to join a team hungry for a defensive leader, is believed to be a significant factor in Watt's possible decision to depart from the Steelers. Meanwhile, the Steelers are reportedly trying to find ways to match or counter the offer, but the cap constraints and strategic priorities might limit their ability to retain Watt. At his expected market value, this financial tug-of-war has become a central storyline in the NFL offseason, as fans eagerly await the official word on what could be one of the biggest defensive signings in recent memory. The impact of T.J. Watt's rumored switch to the Raiders extends beyond mere contract numbers and team rosters. It signals a potential shift in power within the AFC. The Steelers have long relied on Watt as a cornerstone of their defense, a player who could single-handedly change the momentum of a game. With his ability to pressure quarterbacks and force turnovers, his departure could leave a gaping hole in Pittsburgh's defensive scheme, forcing the team to rethink their strategy and personnel decisions moving forward. On the other hand, the Raiders would gain a game-changing defender whose presence could elevate their pass rush to elite levels. This addition might enable Las Vegas to contend more seriously against top-tier offenses in the division and across the conference. The ripple effects of such a high-profile signing would also influence draft strategies, free agency moves, and the overall team dynamics for both franchises. Speculation is rife that the Raiders are positioning themselves for a deep playoff run and that acquiring Watt is a key piece of that puzzle. Meanwhile, Steelers fans are anxiously watching how their front office will respond to what could be a massive blow to their defensive ambitions. Beyond the immediate effects on team rosters and finances, the speculation about T.J. Watt joining the Raiders opens up fascinating questions about the player's own motivations and career trajectory. Known for his competitive spirit and leadership qualities, Watt has been a central figure in Pittsburgh for several seasons, earning accolades and building a reputation as one of the league's most feared defensive players. However, rumors suggest that Watt might be seeking a new challenge, possibly driven by aspiration to compete for a Super Bowl in a different environment, or to take on a fresh leadership role within a rising franchise. The Raiders, with their recent investments in talent and infrastructure, present an enticing destination for a player of Watt's caliber looking to make a significant impact. Speculation also centers on how Watt's leadership and experience will mesh with the Raiders' locker room culture and coaching staff. This potential move could represent not just a financial upgrade, but a strategic career decision for Watt as he enters the prime years of his NFL tenure. Fans and analysts are debating whether this rumored signing will inspire other star players to consider Las Vegas as a legitimate destination for building a championship-caliber team. As the rumor mill heats up, the anticipation around T.J. Watt's potential mega-contract with the Raiders continues to grow, with fans, commentators, and insiders alike eagerly awaiting official confirmation. The NFL offseason is no stranger to blockbuster moves, but the prospect of Watt switching teams under such a high-profile deal is generating a unique level of excitement and intrigue. Should this deal come to fruition, it will not only reshape the defensive landscape of the AFC but also set a new benchmark for contracts given to defensive players, possibly influencing future negotiations league-wide. The Raiders' bold pursuit of Watt signals their clear intent to be contenders, while the Steelers face the daunting challenge of replacing a player who has been integral to their defensive success. As this story develops, it will be fascinating to watch how the ripple effects influence draft picks, free agency signings, and even coaching decisions across the NFL. Until an official announcement is made, the buzzing rumors around TJ Watt and the Raiders remain one of the hottest topics in professional football, promising dramatic shifts in team dynamics and league power structures in the near future. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.